Bulba is going to be swapperoonied here.
He said, Quinn, give me retaliate.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Quinn, give me
And Quinn said poggers.
Poggers.
They're, I think people, sometimes like the trash talk and stuff, people take it too seriously. They're all friendly. They're all just having a good time, you know?
I mean, you got to have a good time with Bulba.
Yeah, the thing is, beating Bulba probably feels like the best feeling in the world. And losing to Bulba probably feels like,
worst.
Yeah, I think if Quincy Crew, okay.
I mean, I feel bad when I lose to Bulba in a pub. So.
Yeah, so if you lose this series, it's not just the fact, oh, they're winning click wars. They're going to get 3 of those 4.
Dude, that was strategic.
Abuser.
Okay, they took their American and matched him up against the European in a click-off war.
Oh,
They
that's
put
dirty.
Quinn up to top lane against Crit. That's just wrong.
That's wrong. That's
just wrong. Hey, you got to get those advantages somewhere, and Quincy Crew could certainly use an advantage as they're 1 game down in this series. Do they have the better draft in this game too, Blitz?
I think it's a very, very good Naga game.
Okay.
I like to think anyways. Although there are like, on second thought, there's like 4 different things that burn through the illusions. There's the Phoenix, who metaphorically does so, and then there's the
literally
Legion Commander, literally,
yeah,
sorry.
True.
And then they have the Ember Spirit, who also burns through. A lot of fire-based things in this game.
It really is. And Bulba, he's on fire right now, as is Crit. It's everywhere.
Wow, there's so much fire
Crit's
in this
ignited.
game. Wraith Fire Blast?
He gives them the bonk, bonk, bonk.
Everybody on the side of Quincy Crew, aside from the Legion Commander, has like a fire-based attack.
So SVG's
cool.
game plan here is just to soak experience of the arrows on neutral creeps and just bother Crit as much as possible?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Shout-outs, by the way, to all our wonderful fans that have been staying with us. If you were here from the start of Southeast Asia, I know some of my friends are. Shout-out to Sam and Katie. But the rest of you, thank you for joining us.
You just made those names up, didn't you?
No? We're real people.
What?
We're real
Pretty
people.
sure you only have Dota friends.
You're not wrong.
How's the mid lane matchup go, by the way?
I think it's actually fun for both. I think they both trade off farm. Because you can't kill Flame Guard, but Ember Sphere can't really harass you.
Okay.
Except with Flame Guard. But you have so much armor that, as you saw right there, like the right-click trades are... Oh, my lord.
Oh, yeah, there goes those illusions.
I'm not sure what he was thinking there, if I'm honest.
Good luck with that, RTZ. Plus, that's like an extra 12 gold for MSS or something.
It's really little.
It grows.
I wonder here, by the way, if RTZ decides to spell...
Well, first we're going to see a stomp on a Biver here. He's going to turn around and slow the attack speed of Bulba, and Bulba now realizes he's got to get out of here. Fortunately for him, all of these Wraith Kings not going Wraith Fire Blast, so there's no additional threat after they just walk away.
He did pop
from
his
him.
retaliate, though, so it was not that worth.
That's true. That is
What was
very
top CS,
sad.
though? Don't give this man a free lane! Quincy Crew?
They did it. Centaur versus Wraith King. That's a free lane for Centaur for sure.
The mans did it. And I think Crit's actually just arrowing newts.
These fools. Underestimating. Yeah, they're just leaving RTZ alone. And RTZ has been taking a lot of damage for it. And his CS is indeed suffering for it. So
To be fair, what is Crit supposed to do with Naga Siren versus a Legion Commander?
all you're doing is allowing MSS more chances to proc Moment of Courage.
Yeah, not even that. You're just soaking XP.
Yeah.
If you're a support and you don't know what to do, the worst thing you can do is just like sit there and blindly soak XP against these like strength offlaners. If you don't have kill potential, just do what Crit's doing.
So as a safe lane support, you try and pull. As an offlane support, you can go behind the tower and pull the creep wave if you want. You can pull the hard camp. There's many things you can do. Don't just sit there.
Yeah, sitting there.
Ruining my games. Bulba gets the first blood.
Popstar missed that.
That's a mega good start for Bulba now.
Yeah, Bulba, 3 games in a row now is at a good start, and we might just see a 3rd win come up for EG. Gold lead, though, is still in favor of Quincy Crew because of that bounty rune fight and because top lane is going so badly for Arteezy.
Dude, this is not what I expected for a game plan for EG. I was saying on panel, give EG, give Arteezy a good game, EG.
Nah, he'll figure it out.
All right.
Arrow misses. I think he will find eventual space to get farm. That's kind of what Naga does. And it'll be somewhat okay.
Okay, because all he's figuring out right now is that he's going to be missing a lot of CS. MSS has 15 denies.
And not all knowledge is good, Austin.
Pop those retaliate stacks. UR feels like it's finally time to pop that Wraith Fire Blast. He levels it up just to protect himself against the threat of the Bulba Centaur. In fact, that Bulba Centaur may have just tread a bit too far. Vivor's going to be able to chase him down with a nicely placed Icarus dive.
Dang, the no-stun lane just gets kills. Phoenix does a lot of damage, and now he's level 4. Bulba actually kind of messed up there pretty big. That's a lot of XP that he just gave up.
Mega messed up. Roya picks up his level 6 and immediately pops his dragon form because it's a siege wagon push. He wants to be able to get the stun and chain it into the arrow. The follow-up from Fly is there with the fire snap cookie. Just to triple stun Quinn. Quinn survives through it all for a second. It's a heartbeat at best, but eventually he does go down. Roya will now tank up for his faithful siege creep. Pops a healing salve even.
I like this, and with all 3 supports here,
he can't do it.
Yeah, now he's getting to the territory where he's got to be a little bit careful. So
yeah,
if the Phoenix were to come, for example, you will regret that decision. But it does mean that you're going to open up a little bit of space. That ward is going to be dewarded so quickly. You have no idea how quickly that ward's going to get dewarded.
Tour is going to immediately spam ping that lane as soon as he realizes it's been blocked, or maybe he already knows. SVG. Presuming you saw, right? I was looking away.
It's not just that. It's that this is the most obvious ward in the game to place. I'd be so surprised. Like, my pubs place this ward.
But a Defiance early pickup for Bulba. It does mean he has no boots, so he's very slow, and it means Yoar can continue to chase. But fortunately, he's tanky enough to survive through it all.
Yeah,
there goes the D-ward. SVG. You gonna body block it or something at least?
That actually hurts quite a bit. That's like a fair amount of gold.
Yeah. They actually placed a ward just to be able to see future invasions into their safe lane jungle like that.
It's sort of like when you have, what is it? What's that hero? Like Meep. You're playing against like Meepo or Alk, and you decide to ward his camps, and you, instead of using sentries, you use op wards, and you just get it dewarded anyways. I think it's a really bad play.
Well, our panel was praising SVG as one of the smartest men in North American Dota. Maybe it's just a bit of a hiccup for him, as he's thinking about so many things in this game, like running at people and smashing them with his club. That's what he's been up to so far. He's been giving all that solo experience to MSS, similar to the way that Crit was trying to do with Arteezy. As a result, MSS is level 6, and he's now bypassing the tower, cutting the creep wave, and trying to put more and more pressure onto top. Roya in some trouble here in the mid lane is going to be Centaur stampeded upon, chained up as well. He gets a little bit of a boost to get out of there, but the double remnant chased down by Quinn will make sure they get the kill. There's going to be a counter kill onto SVG, but not that big of a deal. SVG, the last tower shot finally gets him.
Why do you think he didn't pop his wand?
He did.
On no, on the DK.
Oh, I don't. Maybe he thought he couldn't survive through that much. The double remnant burst was too much. MSS got a dual kill on the top lane. That's big. He not only gets that support out of there, he gets 10 permanent damage, and he might be able to get that tower nice and early like we've been talking about. Blast 1, Icarus dive 1.
Nice stun.
Nice hits of the Fire Spirits as well, but look at this Hood of Defiance,
He's
man.
got no
He's
boost.
taking
He's
up
really
all of
slow.
this damage. He needs some little help.
Oh,
that's going to come
nice
in for
arrow.
Crit. Another Fire Blast coming in, but the Ray Fire Blast is only level 1, so it's going to take a long time for it to come off cooldown long enough that Bulba will be managed to juke into the trees. He even pops a retaliate because now he knows it's time to turn. It's time to take down this ogre, see if they can catch up somehow. Fly is going to give him a helping hand. The Fire Snap cookie into the stump, and whack! Bulba gets his revenge.
And they really needed something like that. they're getting pretty outpaced here. And they have to start creating some space soon for Arteezy because this top lane, I don't know how they expected it to go, but it has been a disaster for EG. MSS has absolute free farm. He's so far ahead of the pack right now. He's got almost 1k. In fact, he does have more than 1k above Bulba. He's got 1.4k above Arteezy. He has had a very, very good start. And it's a very good Legion game. There's a lot of different heroes he can catch if he can build up some dual stacks early on.
So, kind of awkward. Roya did pop his dragon form and tried to chase down the Phoenix at some point. Now he's just kind of sitting there CSing. There's nothing that they're going to get out of this dragon form, I believe. Not even a little bit of damage on the tower. He's going to turn and try and help. Nope, dive away. Biver's going to be caught by Crit on the other side, so Starstorm brings him down 3-6.
This is when he wanted the ult up, by the way. You go off of the catapult timing.
Yeah. Fortunately, his dragon form only has a few more seconds left. He's going to push back SVG, get one more shot in, so he can apply the poison. But now MSS, he's taken his tower, and he's ready to defend towers in mid now.
He's so farmed. He's going to have something like a 12-minute Blink Bracer phase boots.
Yeah, this is not the MSS Legion commander of last game for sure, where he was level 5 at 10 minutes. Here, it's 11 minutes in. He's level 9. Phase boots, a very fast blade mail on its way.
You know what I see a lot of the LCs and like Marses and stuff go, though? They usually go for like the Treads plus Soul Ring to deal with the Naga problem. Because obviously you're going to have mana issues pretty badly.
Do you think that blade mail isn't enough? The pressure on bottom lane has forced MSS to bottom. That means there's going to be pressure onto mid from EG. But Quinn is here to be able to stand in front. And Yawar, he also is going to be here as well. He's got the reincarnation ready to level up. Actually, he doesn't. He's blown all the points so far, so he's got to be careful fighting right now.
No reincarnation, huh?
Yeah, he did not hold a point like most Wraith Kings do. He got a little greedy.
Yeah, so I believe everybody in Twitch chat knows this because they're all geniuses. But the reason why you hold the point is if you're in an inopportune position, you would rather die than pop your ulti because your ulti is such a long cooldown. So you just hold the point until it's actually valuable to use.
Say you were to get 3-man smoke ganked like MSS is about to find himself. Dragon Tail into the arrow stun. No matter how farmed you have, no matter how many levels you've gotten, a chain stun like that is sure to bring you down. SVG gets a little bit too close to comfort with that cookie, but he escaped it. The Dragon Tail, he does not. A Starstorm to finish him off, and that is a second kill from that 3-man smoke.
And they have created a lot of space. We talked about how Arteezy was 1,500 net worth behind the Legion commander. Well, he just overtook him.
Wow.
And now he's barely behind the Wraith King, who had an absolute free farm lane.
So, what's going wrong here from Quincy crew? Are they pressuring the wrong side of the map? Are they not making enough plays onto mid? What's going on?
It feels like they're kind of waiting on Quinn to get this Spirit Vessel for him to start moving.
Okay.
And it has really slowed down the pace of their game.
Yeah.
Plus, that death by MSS when he's the highest net worth in the game, that's really costly. And I would have preferred if he went Blink Dagger because I feel like they need the instant jump on their team. If you're not going to have the gap close from Quinn coming in, then you probably need to be that initiation for your squad.
Yeah.
And they're going to run into Arteezy here.
Yeah, if they could have a Blink Dagger
if they had a Blink,
here,
he was dead. Like, he's 100% dead here with the Blink.
Then they could go ahead and, drop some Fire Spirits, a Supernova, Fire Blast to follow it up. Lots of magic damage.
I don't mind the Blade Mail builds, especially if you're just trying to like run at people and like scale in. But I really feel like that's the only way they're gonna get a kill in the jungle. There is if they had the Blink Dagger.
Now they're trying to do a bit of a desperation backdoor hit on the tier 1 mid, but Bulba will make sure to stand in front of any creeps. This is what Centaur does. One of the best things he does.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd imagine that MSS is thinking...
okay, smoke of their own. A
the arrow
song
coming
into
in.
the arrow. They are going to be able to perfectly line it up with a Snapfire. Mortimer's Kiss is raining in as well. Jesus, that was some heavy commitment, but they do bring down MSS. Once again, he is now dwindling into 5th place on the net worth chart.
That's back-to-back deaths for him now. When he was the highest net worth in the game, and he didn't really accomplish anything during the time he was up either because they went for that failed smoke gank. So it's not like he's recovering in any way. So they're going to immediately go for the Moonlight Shadow towards top, but Quinn is savvy to that.
Arteezy using that Moonlight Shadow to position himself bottom to collect all that farm. Successful scan from the Dire. Knows that someone's here in this high ground. Arteezy has already farmed up some of that jungle. He'll back up to the Dire triangle now. Just safe farming patterns. I'm pretty sure EG knows that they're getting away with a lot right now.
Yeah, they're getting way too much on the map. They're steadily out farming them. Quinn's gonna run in now.
Runes. Quinn and MSS are going to approach that triangle, but it's best for them to back away because a lot of members from EG were up on that high ground. Fly managed to snatch away a bounty rune. Yuar, who just ran over to it, pings it, says, somebody jack this from us. And it's EG who get 3.
I feel like I've seen that a few times now. They run into the Naga Siren farming, and they don't feel comfortable going up. So then they back, watch him farm, and he's getting a little bit more ahead. By the way, onto the point of like why I think he went Blade Mail instead of Blink is I think because he was so far ahead, he didn't want to just blind go Blink, die, blow his lead. He wanted to be a little bit more stat heavy. But I do think in that one specific situation, it would have helped him.
Yeah, I've made that call many a time. Do I care about helping out my team, or is my game good enough I can be greedy and just focus on my own game? Ember Spirit jumps away before Roya could find his initiation. He did go an early Blink Dagger. Looks like MSS is forgoing initiation entirely at this point and is going to go for the pipe. I don't entirely disagree with it. If you're not going to go at first, then in some way maybe it's just better to focus on everybody farming.
If the Blink's not first, it's last?
Yeah, in a way. Do you disagree with that? Because it feels like they're just going to go for like 3 people farming, and together we'll try and beat Arteezy.
Yeah, I could see that. You just like tank up as a group.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you want some like initiation aside from your Legion, because otherwise I feel like you're just resigned to getting sleep comboed every single time, as they're gonna run into.
There's so many stuns here, but it's a Wraith King, so he's gonna have a second life. They're gonna stampede almost immediately. The Supernova is over the top. The arrow is gonna be able to yell Yawar. The Mortimer Kisses it's raining in, but it's not enough to be able to save poor old Roya, who was left behind. A great Supernova and a secondary kill, perhaps. Flying, popping the cookie.
He didn't
actually go into the high ground. He is still on the low ground. He's making his way there, but Quinn's gonna be able to run into him. He's got a Spirit Vessel. He just needs a little bit of damage to follow it up. He's got chains now. A second kill.
I think if he ran up, he would have lived.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew that he didn't make it up that cliff.
I mean, you should always run straight up in that situation anyway, right?
And Boba actually might have stayed way too long.
What happened? You can't protect your mid tower, I think it does.
Oh, the buyback from Sapphire.
Song? I mean, they have no
he doesn't have
Sapphire.
stun.
They don't have Mortimer's Kisses. And
the
are
arrow
a
misses.
lot of heroes grouped up with no arrow landing. A Fire Blast onto Bulba. Quinn's still going to hold around. He actually missed the chains, though. Roya's going to be stunned up by the Ray Fire Blast, but they can't really focus on the DK. Oh, what a hit. Bulba managed to get a really nice cleave in with the double edge, hitting 2 different heroes, and those 2 will both fall. SVG and MSS die here, in part due to the buyback from Fly. Looks like a 3rd kill onto Biver.
Still works out. If Bulba had a stun, that would have been a 4-man stun, I believe. And that's going to miss as Quinn is protecting. And you can forgive Crit for missing that arrow. It was on...
I feel like Quincy crew got a little greedy again, though, there.
100%.
Like, the arrow missed and everything. They could just been like, okay, back away.
They're literally going to catch him in the exact same spot.
The exact same spot you just tied, but this time around, you don't have a second life. You cannot recarnate. And Quinn won't be able to get vengeance for you like he did last time, too. So that's just a 4th kill for EG in the last minute.
And that rectifies their mistake for going for that kill in the first place. They pop his ulti, and in the end, they do manage to get the kill.
Yeah. Sloppy stuff from Quincy crew. Or maybe sloppy is the wrong word. Misjudging the situation.
I do think, by the way, EG are playing this well.
Yeah.
They're everywhere they're supposed to be. I thought that Bulba, his positioning was bad, but He manages to set up for the bait.
I mean, that was a team call, right? We are going to defend this mid lane.
Mm-hmm. Like
He sets up because he knows Arteezy is also there with a song.
Yeah, they want him to get gone on there.
That way they all group up, which happened.
Their positioning was really good in that fight, too.
Oh, Blink Stomp into an arrow. It does land with the Mortar Spear's Kisses. They do have the Supernova, but MSS is going to die to that last bit of magic damage, and Supernova's not going to be able to stun anybody either. Quinn tried to go for Fly here, but was forced to jump away before Arteezy locked him down with the Ensnare.
He's looking for the sleep. That's what he's looking for.
Oh, yeah. TP away. Quinn was able to get out. Arteezy could go for the sleep now as he sees a couple heroes. Nice. Man to dodge away from the Wraithfire Blast. Is going to be able to get the ensnare into the arrow once again. Reincarnation is up, though. That's why EG is playing the distance right now while Quinn plays the back line. Slight chains into one. Quinn, look at Arteezy. He's trying to get really close to him so you can get the ensnare. A stomp attempted, not going to be able to land. Crit does get found, a dominating streak being fed away. And now Evil Geniuses have separated where Quincy crew play as 5 to 1 spot. They're going to be able to chase down Bulba quite easily, while Evil Geniuses try and make up ground by going bottom lane on Roya and trying to get this tier 2 tower.
It does get quite low, but this is one of the few times where Quincy crew were together as a unit. And they managed to grab a few
they're
kills.
Going to go back in.
Smoked.
TP, I think, was canceled there because they didn't catch Roya. And now it's going to be MSS who's going to... Oh, Essence Ring. Good use. Can't forget about those neutral items. He stays alive.
I'd rather them just go for this mid tower.
You think it's all important right now?
Yeah, I think it matters a lot. But instead, they tail off. Quinn is still smoked up looking for the opportunity. And now Arteezy's coming in from behind.
He's going to get caught here. Still has the reincarnation, though. Can't forget about that. Crit does manage to deliver the arrow right on point. Onto Uar. Uar's, oh no, he's been burned out of his mana. He won't have the reincarnation. Arteezy showing over the diffuse blade. Burns them both down. SVG follows his carry into the grave.
And they make that play primarily, Cap, because they saw heroes go towards bottom. And instead of hitting that mid tower, they circle around for so long that it gave EG the opportunity to get on top of them. And they pay pretty dearly for that.
It feels very similar to the way EG found their first opening when they pulled MSS back and forth between mid and bottom.
Yes.
You have to defend bottom tier 1. Now you have to defend mid. And MSS got pulled apart so much that eventually he just got caught by a gank halfway between in transit. And as a result, EG is up 3K.
Yeah, and they have really ruined MSS's game. He had such a good start, took the tower, bullied out Arteezy, had so much net worth over him, and then they just kind of forced him to float around the map. We saw that smoke gank fail, and since then he's just really struggled. Hasn't really been able to find his footing anywhere. And if your team's not 5-manning with this build, not really sure the benefit of it. But they're still waiting for your war to get a little bit bigger.
I mean, I think at this point you have to wait till level 20.
I think so too.
You just have to farm.
It's way too hard for him to fight the Naga.
Naga Siren is very big. Arteezy is actually thinking about a third item BKB.
Oh, they might run into MSS here again.
MSS shows himself on the creep wave.
Stampede
goes off, and he's like, uh-oh, I got to get out of here. That is sound for me. He cuts into the trees. The arrow goes out. It reveals him for a second. They get the Dragon Tail stun right before the TP could complete.
Oh, MSS. They are just hunting him down. I don't even know how much I blame him for that death in particular. And Bulba popped his Stampede just like a second too early. I think that might have, that giant roar of...
Yeah.
Might have tipped them off a little bit.
Yeah, you just watch MSS. He wanted to hit those range creeps, man. He would have stuck around.
Yeah.
And now MSS is still trying to go back for that Blink Dagger, but this Blade Mail has not been useful at all. I think maybe he just got lured in by the fact that, like, Blade Mail... You're telling me about the value of Blade Mail right now, just stats-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably thinking to himself, I could really use the mana, the damage is nice.
And now he's going back to the Blink, which...
And now he's going back for that Blink, so...
I think is the conclusion he was eventually going to reach in this game, is that they need the ability to initiate too. Because right now, all the fights, it's just EG jumping on them. And they can't hold with this build, but you're leaving it to chance. Whenever you're the team that gets initiated on and you're okay with that and you try to play the counter initiation game, it always means that the enemy team gets to set up like the perfect fight, and it's really up to you to try to outplay it from there, because you're not really sure where the angles are coming in from. It also normally means you're getting out farmed because you have to gather up as so many different heroes, right? Because you can't pressure.
Okay, this needs
All
to be the perfect
Crit,
arrow
crit,
because he
crit,
does have a
crit.
dual scepter.
Crit!
He lands it perfectly. They do have the stun right over the top, but it looks like this is just going to be too much damage, too long of a stun, and he does end up falling. Quinn's already dead. SVG is going to be chased down. MSS is going to be ensnared as well. A supernova? No. Phoenix, Biver's saying this fight is so bad, I can't even pop it here.
There's no reason for him to at this point.
They're
he
all
made the
dead.
correct decision.
They're already dead. They just don't know it yet. 7-20 now with a 6K gold lead for EG.
And again, all 3 cores getting quite farmed. There's a BKB now on Ryoya. Bulba's got quite a bit of farm on him. Arteezy's the strongest hero on the map, which is what you want to see on EG normally. And this Wraith King just can't fight anymore against this Diffusal Manta Naga. The timing has been all screwed up.
Tier 3 items floating in. An Orb of Destruction is the first thing that EG finds. Top lane. Gonna try and catch Roya here. He gets the Dragon Tail stun off before the duel. Now he's gonna be Dual Scepter. But this is taking such a long time. And he's got a BKB even. They're actually gonna go for the duel after the BKB is popped. Roya's not gonna take any damage here. In fact, it's MSS who almost loses the duel, but he certainly loses his life. Now Bulba, he and Roya can stand toe-to-toe against anybody in this squad. The Fire Snap cookie doesn't actually land. And the Sunray damage is really building up, especially with the Spirit
Bulba,
Vessel as well. If they can get another charge onto him, that would be perfect. And Icarus Dive goes out. A Remnant forward. Bulba charges forward, trying to help his buddy out, help Roya, but he's not going to be able to do it. And now Quinn, he managed to get another Vessel charge, and he can turn that onto Bulba, but he has to get away from Arteezy, and that's the big threat. Diffuse a blade up, and snare afterwards. Quinn's now out of mana, and he will fall again.
They just can't fight this Naga Siren anymore. He's got BKB too. You see that Wraith King has his ulti, can't do anything against the mana burn. Crit's gonna run into Biver here.
Good play by him. He angles it so he goes up the cliff so he doesn't break down trees, but the arrow does nail perfectly. And Flight has a blink dagger.
He's feeling himself right now.
Not going to be able to get the kill unless the Stampede. Oh, Bulba wants it. Bulba, he wants it real bad. He sees Biver and he cuts him down. Now he's going to be dueled up underneath a tier 3. Bulba. That was not worth it.
And MSS finally gets some dual damage out of it.
I'd tip Bulba for that.
I would too, 100%.
Tip me now. Still, though, probably not feeling too happy about this game if you're Quincy crew. So we're going to watch that fight back again. Double time! That supernova. I mean, why did they choose to go for the duel?
I'm not sure. That's the tankiest hero by far. I think even if he doesn't pop his Blade Mail or his BKB, it's likely they live.
Yeah. And I think, like, the supernova doesn't really help you there. If you were going to go for a duel, like the Sunray is way more damage.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they were trying to discourage the fight, thinking like more people are going to show up as we see some stuns miss. It's okay, though. And now both teams are smoked up.
This is a little bit of desperation smoke. We don't have great vision. We don't have the best type of initiation. They are going to be able to get the Blink Dagger on the perfect hero. If they can kill Arteezy here, it would be massive. The arrow, it slows it down, but it doesn't stop it. Arteezy does fall, and now a BKB from Roya can just get kited out. Oh, Bulba, he managed to get a huge stun onto Quinn. Quinn's going to take so much damage, and he actually falls there. He does have a blind back. They're going to turn around the little Shredder, shredding that Phoenix Egg. It falls. Yawar, mano a mano, man, mano. He tries to go 1 versus 4 at this point in time with 2 lives. He takes down one of them. Now it's a 1 versus 3 with Reincarnation still up.
And
can he get a crit to be able to bring down Crit? He does not. Now he's going to be come back into Reincarnation, but he misses the arrow. That's no good. Biver's still around, and he could actually turn this fight for sure if he actually lays on to Crit. Oh, the 2-man stun from Bulba, and he still has a Stampede as well. If he wants to do the finishing blow onto these heroes, he can do so. Yawar's going to pop his BKB here, still going for Crit, but Yawar gives up on that kill. BKB, TP away. That stun from Bulba certainly saves that small little skirmish.
And that was the best possible fight, I feel, for Quincy crew. They find the duel onto the best target, which is Arteezy. They get all their spells off, but they're just so far behind at this point.
I mean, they need Quinn to stay alive in these fights because his Spirit Vessel is all important.
Yes, for them to take down really any target. If he was the one alive, that might have led to a few more kills.
Yeah.
But now
it's always like
Roshan?
that one kill, and they get too greedy, they get too aggressive, they lose their positioning or something, and EG always seems to turn around on them.
Yes, but that is what I meant by they need to get a Blink Dagger onto MSS. Like, he needs to find initiations like that. If he just goes for the counter-initiate play, I feel like it's always going to be the song lead into those kinds of fights, which is way too difficult for the rest of his team anyways.
Or if you duel somebody else other than RTZ, it could be counter-songed. Oh, Quinn! He managed to get a remnant that was far enough away when he sleight-of-fisted.
Well,
he did not get caught by the song. That's going to be a wasted ultimate from RTZ right as they were attempting Roshan. So, Quincy crew, they may not be able to do anything about that area, but EG probably doesn't feel comfortable going for Roshan themselves.
No, they can't go back in for Rosh.
And this is just more time that Yuar can keep farming it. Instead of going out, Quinn still has his Yule Scepter. He's fine.
I like that he's holding it. A lot of people would just reactionary Yules, but you can time it. It's even better for the arrow then.
This stall is so important because Yuar is 19.5. If he can get to level 20, it's a big difference in these team fights.
Yeah, it doesn't have to rely purely on the BKB. He can use that.
Save it for his second life.
Yeah, it's so annoying when you don't have it on the second life. You might as well just die anyways.
Yeah. So everyone, stay out of experience range. You can see SVG even taking a step downwards to make sure he doesn't take one lick of experience. Observer Ward, that's a little bit more. Evil Geniuses, a song up in 8 seconds time. So they're going to smoke up now. 4-man smoke while RTZ pushes in the mid lane. They know it's the real one too. It just leveled up. But they're going to go in blind. The smoke breaks. Quinn actually missing his slight chains combination. Now he gets hit by the Dragon Tail. Oh no, this is a disaster. They've lost Quinn again instantly on the onset of a team fight. He's out, as is SVG. Evil Geniuses roll over them, and now they should be able to claim that big bounty in Roshan. And the plus side, he got level 20.
He did get his level 20. And he's going to go for a Manta style. Just good stats, I guess. But just not the easiest Wraith King game anymore.
Yeah.
It hasn't been for quite some time. He needs more items than this. He needs... I don't really know. I would say, normally I would say like Abyssal AC and just like try to fight Ray, but you need more Cleave or something like that to deal with these Naga illusions. I think this Naga Siren is just a little bit too strong for them at this point.
RTZ statted up. Scotty, Aegis, this is high ground time. Their lane maintenance is even good. They don't have to worry about dealing with any of that. And they are going to be able to find a great pickoff too. MSS stomped into an arrow. And now even Bulba managing to get the clumsy net onto Yuar, setting up a song. They want to go for that backline. Bulba does have a stomp here in a second. Can he actually hit both of them? He does. He managed to get that with the Dragon Tail on SVG. Looks like they're going to try and kill these supports first, but the Supernova goes down. They're not actually close enough, and let's fly. Little Shredder forward, and the egg, it does die. They thought it was good enough, but no. They're denied by Evil Geniuses, and now with their calm, they could just deal with Yuar. Bit by bit, piece by piece, life by life, Evil Geniuses.
They're going to call it, aren't they?
They think so.
Oh, the arrow, it almost hits anyways.
That would have been a sick arrow, but it's only Quinn alive now.
It's 19k. There's bottom for them to push towards. This is going to be the glyph used by them. That was really well done by Fly. His Force Staff over the cliff. There's still Yules on Quinn.
Yule Scepter into the arrow.
Perfect timing.
That's that setup we were talking about.
Yeah, now that's 5 heroes dead.
And now, I mean, maybe they could have fought if Quinn was still alive and Yuar chose to buy back.
I think it's still really hard.
It's still really hard, but
There's
right now
mages.
it's like forfeit time. Like you have your 2 cores. You just have to give up everything that EG wants to take, which will be the second lane of barracks and bottom, possibly even tier 4's mid. Or maybe they'll just play it nice and chill. It's a best of 5 after all.
The best thing you can do when you get 2 sets of racks like this, and you don't want to just like end the game, is spend your money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not really getting anything out of the gold lead that you just got right. Spend the money that you just got. There's so much money on everybody, and this is how you absolutely secure the victory at this point, I think. I'd like to see Fly go for the Ags just for fun. They are really far ahead.
Well, he's a big old party pooper.
He's going Lotus Orb.
Going Lotus Orb.
You know, if that was Cap, that would be guaranteed a point booster right now in his inventory.
I'd give them a fighting chance. I'd send you flying into that fountain right away.
Very true.
As soon as you approach that tier 3, there you go.
And they still have the Aegis on Arteezy. I'd like to think that they are just going to go for it off of this. They spent a lot of their gold.
Fly keeps switching it up. Now he's thinking BKB. Because as long as I kill that egg, if I can blink BKB my way forward, deal with the egg by myself, basically.
And Arteezy is really far away from his team, but
yeah,
of course, it's not like Quincy Crew will stop to check that out.
Yeah, he's got Aegis and BKB with the song. He feels relatively safe off on his own, and eventually they have to defend this top lane.
They've got to come back right now.
Quincy Crew, okay.
They're going to lose
Power
the tower
Rangers it up. Mash TP's in, but the tier 3's already gone. Arteezy's trying to set up for a song here. Actually does get chain stun into the duel. They might just be able to take down his first life here. All Remnants going in with a Supernova on the top as well. The Supernova will finally live for once. It almost makes it, but no, it doesn't quite because Bulba stampeded forward and hit it a couple times. Song into the arrow. Great setup onto Quinn. They are going to be able to get the Ray Fire Blast on a Bulba. He's dropped it a little bit low, but a little bit low on a Centaur is about 1,000 HP. They have to play back and forth out of the fountain here, and first, they have to extract Yawar from the sticky situation he's gotten himself into, but that inhibit from EGRTZ doesn't let him go. Second life from Yawar as he buys back, tries to deal with Artur, but oh, look at him, he's just getting shredded.
And now they're going to call it.
He has died 3 times in the space of 10 seconds, and that's where you call it, boys and girls. That is where the game is truly, absolutely over. A 34,000 net worth lead at